Ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to my channel and to Spacehaven. This is Alpha 20 version, and this time I want to test out a few things. I want to see how the reputation value of different factions affects the game. I also want to see how the brutal difficulty changes the gameplay. Also, this run can be a little different than the previous ones. We have explored the game somewhat. I'm not going to go through everything that I'm doing in the game, so there's going to be a lot of cuts in the game clips. So we begin again with a false beginning. We start in the small hope scenario on brutal difficulty with a ship that looks like it could be fitted for combat. Unfortunately, the ship did not have a recycler and I had trouble finding enough things to build that. It is not an impossible problem, just a challenge that I was not interested to solve at this point. However, I did decide to check the different ships in the small hope scenario. I did not do a full review on the different ships, but from what I quickly checked out, the only ship with a recycler was this ship that I played last run. The rest do not have it. It did have very little free space to build on, unlike the rest of the ships. Next run, I might give the attack ship another try. Anyway, instead of fighting a slow battle and rearranging my priorities, I decided to restart the game with the mining facility start, which gives a lot of freedom into building the starting ship. Still, a couple of things to note on this run and the next one, the actual run. I'm removing the relationship decay from merchant and civilian factions as I want to explore the different relationship status effects. Also, as this game is on brutal difficulty, the crew skills are what they are and there is no changing that or modifying any crew members, except the name of crew members. These settings will be the same for the real start. As for the ship, it offers basic life support functions and it is a fully functioning ship. It just doesn't have any industry set up. The ship does have a research desk and the first thing we want to start working on is item fabricator, as we need more and better weapons. In the small hope scenario on brutal difficulty, we currently only have one pistol available to us. As we enter hyperspace, we are also greeted by Sheridan. This is our introduction to the new edition of the Alpha 20 build. We can actually do the main quest line in the game. I don't know when the 1.0 release is, but I would assume that this means the beta of the game is slowly approaching. Honestly, I think the game is pretty good already and well worth investing the asking price. I think you will get your money's worth of fun gameplay out of this. With this ship and with the starting inventory, the best course of action seems to be to build the ship cargo board and start doing missions for the different factions. Cause of death for my crew would eventually be the ship running out of fuel. Okay, I might be able to recover from here, but I know I would just hate this start and lose several hours trying to fix something that is broken. Easier to just start anew. Alright, so the real beginning starts in the abandoned mining station. We pick the same settings, so brutal difficulty, and we remove the relationship decay from merchant and civilian factions. This time we get 5 crew members and loads of potential as we have a nice advanced starting base that we can return to and complete freedom in building our starting ship. As for our crew, this is who we have. Caris the farmer, Davion the miner, Emiliano the builder, Evie in charge of security, and Jago the captain. What is important here is not how many skill points the crew members have, but the amount of potential skill points they can attain during the game. There are a few things you need to do when starting a game in the abandoned mining facility. First, pick up the weapons from the storage, start producing food in the hydroponic facilities, mine the asteroids for parts, start building the hull for the starting ship, and don't start too big with that. Set up the recycler and assembler to produce ship parts, and finally explore the derelict on the sector. The derelict on the sector is a Slavers Guild ship Centurion. I must say that we also got extremely lucky here. There are 3 aliens on board and one of them is trapped behind a separated area and it cannot attack us in any way. We, on the other hand, can. Day 17, and we have a ship capable of doing exploration. So we will transfer to the ship what we need and jump to the next sector. The plan is to explore the star cluster and bring back everything we can find. After that, we will demolish the station and take all the scrap with us. The boost from that will be huge. Now, I just realized that I did not record any good footage of the ship at this stage, so this is the best we currently have. On the aft, there are 3 engines and the airlock. 2 large storage areas provide enough storage for our exploration run. After the aft section, you would enter a small room with an X3 system core to provide the maximum amount of system points for the ship. And the ship power generator. Next is the kitchen and dining area with a shuttle bay on the port side and a small industrial and research area on the starboard side. The port side also has bridge area with a minor pod, a builder pod, a ship cargo pod with navigation and operation consoles. The bow of the ship has the rest area and the toilet. As for the research and other setups, we are copying those from the false start run. While exploring the space and mining, exploring derricks and completing missions, you might also get a chance to give some of your precious resources for a premium cash price. It is usually relatively easy to get the resources back from another ship or station and still keep some of the cash yourself, so these are a good but a rather random source of income. While traveling in hyperspace, you can get bombarded with missions, which is great as you don't need to jump into the systems just to search for them. When doing base building missions, be very careful to make sure you do these ASAP. I believe there is a timer that is presented to you at the start of the mission, and between accepting the mission and before entering the base area, the clock is still ticking, but the game doesn't show it to you. So when you accept the mission, make a mental note on the deadline date and make sure you can get the base built in that time. Also, base building missions are the easiest way to cheese the game. Once you build the base cargo board, you can call in building supplies. On the base, you need to build the necessary items, and once those are done, you can just transfer the rest of the stuff to your ship. Then, once you release the base to the faction you are making it for, you can trade with a new base that has suddenly found itself to be completely empty, and they pay a lot for basic resources, like the infra blocks that you found lying in the cargo container. Just be quick, the window to make profit quickly closes as the base makes trade with the ship following you. Alright, I think that's enough for this episode. I hope you've enjoyed and will return for the next episode. Bye for now.